Falcon fans, Falcon Nation, it's your boys Dirty from Action United. Thank you for turning in for episode 46. As always, I'm your host, Chase, followed by my co-host, Philip and Cody, two diehard Atlanta Falcon fans. If you're new here to the podcast, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit that like, and be sure to share to a friend. Fellas, tonight is raffle giveaway night, something we've been doing for a couple of months here on Dirty from Action United. So if you're here in the chat, if you know people that's hashtag DFU in a live chat, go ahead and tag them. Get them here for this live because this is where we will be announcing the live winner. So be sure they're here to get the free raffle for some pretty fire merch. And also, if you haven't, we'll add you to the wheel. If you hashtag DFU in a live chat, we'll go ahead and do that during the podcast. Fellas, with that being said, Philip, starting with you, what's been going on, brother? How have you been doing since the last podcast we had, last Friday?
Saturday, I believe.
Saturday? Yep, last Saturday show. Philip, what's been going on, man? How you been? How we feeling about these Dirty Birds?
Well, feeling a little bit confident, some of the, certain things that come out of this, rumors and stuff like that, besides certain other rumors that we all know. But anyway, other than that, it's been a great week, leading up to today. We got some important stuff to talk about, for instance, for certain things. New signings, re-signings, and possibly somebody coming back today, just certain things like that. Other than that, it's been a great week.
Yes, sir. Philip hit it on the head. We got a lot to talk about today at Dirty from Action Night, but before I get to that and let y'all guys know what we're chatting about, my boy Cody Keeler, the man that's up in the A himself, a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan, and my pleasure to have him here as a co-host. Cody, how we been doing, bro? It's been since Saturday we last chatted. A lot's happened. We've been in the group chat sending Falcon notifications, leaks here, what we think could happen. What's been going on, man? How we doing, and how we feeling about these Falcons here in this finally starting to kick off the offseason?
Man, I'm feeling real good about our Falcons. It's always this time of year, for optimism and positivity. I always love, the rumors, but man, I'm looking forward to that March 11th where we really get to kick off the start of the new football year and all that stuff. But man, it seems like the Falcons are moving around and got a lot going on because it just every time I look at, my Facebook feed, anything like that, there's some new rumor, there's something new going on with their birds, man. So
that's what's so crazy, Cody.
Excited for it.
It's not even March 13th yet. We can't even officially talk to anybody. And there's so much stuff going on around the league about the Atlanta Falcons. Like, this has been one of the most exciting off seasons, and it's barely kicking off. Like, we're not even to the part where it gets fun. So, I mean, we got a lot in store for you here at Dirty from Action United. Be sure to stick around because, like I said, live giveaway tonight here at Dirty from Action United. Hashtag DFU if you haven't already to be entered into the live stream raffle giveaway. 3 lucky winners, only 3. Wish it could be more, but we don't get paid yet. So 3 lucky winners tonight here at Dirty from Action United. Philip, man, I'm ready to talk some Falcon football. Boys, y'all ready to do it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it, man. Jumping right to it. Bijan 2K, question mark. This is the rumor going around. This is what everybody's been hyped about. Bijan Robinson wants that 2K. Philip, I'm going to read a little article here of what Bijan said personally in an interview about him wanting to receive the 2K. Bijan Robinson says, I want 2,000 yards rushing. I know those are big expectations. What can we do as an offense with all these weapons? Our O-line, with offensive coordinator Zach Robinson being at the helm, it can be something special. Philip, your comments on Bijan Robinson wanting 2K rushing yards in year 2 here in Atlanta.
Well, where do I start? That's the hype. I mean, you know it best. Personally, I believe you can get it with someone like Zach Robinson coming in with a nice, play calling ability that he has had previously with LA, working with somebody like Bijan, which I don't think not down at anybody over there in LA, but I don't think he's had a running back like Bijan, you know what I mean? So I feel like Bijan can get it done. For starters, I feel like we have another back that could also hit 1,000 at least. Both can at least have 1K.
Talk on it.
So I mean, but the 2K for him, I can definitely see him hitting it. But you got them smart remarks. Hit 1K first. Well, he was about there.
He was there, dude.
He
was there. If you don't hold him out of that game that he supposedly had a migraine, he's there. There's a lot of ways that Bijan could have been a 2,000K rusher, or a 1K rusher last year as a rookie. We haven't seen any rookie do that other than Tyler Algier, first rookie to rush for 1K here in Atlanta. Huge respect for Tyler Algier, man. I really believe Zach Harrison can get Tyler Algier back into the role that he was that rookie season. I really think Arthur Smith, and we talked about it on One Time for the Fan with Jack, Terry. I'm not sure, Bodie wasn't on there. Maybe somebody else, but Jack and Terry was on at the time, and we were talking about how maybe Arthur Smith had too many weapons. Maybe it was too much for Arthur Smith to handle. This is something, Philip, that we actually spoke about before the season. Was this going to be too much for Arthur Smith with a Bijan, a Tyler Algier, a Drake London, a Kyle Pitts, a Jonnu Smith, a Scotty Miller? Before I get too far in on this, man, and we could go on this for a whole nother hour. Cody, your thoughts on Bijan Robinson, his comments about wanting the 2K, his high praise for Zach Robinson already. Such a young player. I know he doesn't know Zach Robinson too well. I mean, you know what I mean? He's a new coach here in Atlanta. He's still got to learn the scheme, but he has all this confidence, and we haven't even seen them in training camp yet. Cody, your thoughts about Bijan reaching 2K?
Yeah, no, I say, on our last podcast, that was kind of, when we were talking about what our draft class from this previous year could do this year. And that was my first comment was Bijan Robinson, 2,000 yards. There's no reason that Bijan can't do this, man. I would say I've watched a lot of football in my life, and I have never seen a guy, people compare him to Barry Sanders. And when you first hear that, you're kind of like, well, Barry's one of the best to ever do it. But then you watch Bijan run the way that Bijan runs, the way he cuts, the way he moves, the way he can elude people. Like you said, with him being held out that one game because of his, headaches or whatever was going on that day that he was sick, he's easily 1,000-yard rusher. He probably beats Tyler Algier's record by quite a bit. But man, it comes down to, again, what Zach Robinson has been saying and been preaching, what can I do to make, these players do what they do best? So you can already tell that they've either gotten together or talked or something, that these guys are already feeding off of each other. And I feel like, Bijan is super confident with Zach Robinson coming in that it's not going to be too much for him to have all these weapons and then have Bijan in the back. In that backfield running the way that he does, man. That is probably one of the things I'm most excited about this season, is seeing what we can do with Bijan, not only in the rushing game. I know he wants 2K on the ground, but man, I don't see why he can't be a 2K on the ground and 500-600 yards in passing. I mean, I really don't. The kid's talented. I mean, really talented.
Shout out to Cody, man. Everything Cody said was hit. I mean, 100%. Cody knows his Atlanta Falcon football. He knows his Bijan Robinson. Huge fan of Bijan. I already know. Bijan definitely has won the hearts over in Atlanta. I will say I was one that wanted Jalen Carter to be in Atlanta. I will say draft night, I was leaning towards Jalen Carter, but Bijan came to Atlanta, man, and really won this kid over. So shout out to Bijan, and he's going to be something special here in Atlanta. Chat, I see you. We're getting to you right now. Shout out to the chat, man. The chat is popping off. Everybody here in the chat, if you haven't already, head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're at 310, trying to reach 350 at the end of the month. Cody, will you please let these people know what they receive if we reach 350 by the end of the month?
Yes, sir. I'll say, so just so y'all know, I know we posted about it earlier in the week, but we hit that 350 subscriber mark off of YouTube, liking, commenting on, our stuff, guys. We're going to be looking for you. I'm a season ticket holder. And so what I'm going to do for y'all, or we as a podcast are going to do for y'all.
Oh, no, this is all Cody, man. Shout out to Cody for this.
Say, what we'll do for y'all is free Falcon preseason tickets. It's just one. So, there's going to be one lucky winner. I'm only one person. I've only got one to give. So y'all help us reach our goal. As a group, we'll send you to a Falcon preseason game.
Shout out to Cody, man. Y'all heard him here, man. Head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, man. I mean, there's 350 people there. The chance is very slim of you winning, but at least you can say your name was in the pot to win. Once again, shout out to Cody, man. Shout out to you for doing that here for Dirty for the Action United. Headed over to the chat. As always, let's get it, dude. Crew Jones in the chat over on Facebook. He said, my man, hype tonight. Got to bring it, crew. Got to bring the hype to the podcast, man. Got to keep the viewers interested, and that's what we aim for, dog. Dwayne Ruffkin in the chat, he said, "Rise up, what's up, Falcon fan? Rise up, Dwayne.
It's a real one right there,
Mama. Happy Friday, guys. Hashtag DFU. Mama in the chat. Shout out to moms. Philip, get your pen out because at the end of the show we're gonna do new names and add them to the wheel. That's our boy, no other than the Falconator. Shout out to Vinny. Appreciate you tuning in, brother. Hit that subscribe button. I'm sure Vinny's already subscribed. Dirty Bird fan 1978. Shout out to you, sir. Keith Mays in the chat. Sir, if you haven't already, head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, man. We greatly appreciate it. And definitely want to die hard from 1978 here as a subscriber. Brandon Keeler in the chat said, "Gentlemen, hope y'all are well." Brandon, appreciate you tuning in, brother. Hope all is doing good your way. Oh man, Brandon spilling the beans over here, man. Say Cody, Chase, and Phillip talks are Atlanta either moves up to the number 3 or they stay and take JJ McCarthy according to ESPN. Let's talk about it, boys. Not the sexiest move in my eyes, but let's chat about it. Phillip, starting with you, and we'll rotate to me.
About what?
Get at it. Let us know what your thoughts are on JJ McCarthy.
All right, so if we move up to number 3. Your best bet, you know what I'm saying, bro. You got to take Drake May. You got to. To me, that's just.
Oh, you said Drake May?
Yeah, number 3. If you move up, to number 3, take Drake May. Or if I'm cool with that. To me, either that's your best bet or you go with Jaden Daniels. But I'm more leaning towards Drake May because of his play style and his ability and certain things that he's, to what he's capable of. He's got it all. And if you stay at number 8, I know a lot of people ain't happy about
it. My bad, string artist glitching over here.
But if you stay at 8, I know a lot of people ain't happy about it. And if you do take JJ McCarthy, just wait till his combine. Then you'll probably see why people are thinking that he's gonna shine. I don't know if it's gonna be
that makes sense.
He's gonna slide down. He's gonna come up in the draft. That draft, probably it's just gonna go. It's gonna go up for him. So he's either gonna be a top 15 to 20 pick, or could possibly be a number 8. He's just a lot of people hate on the kid, but personally, I'd take him. I like his play style.
Man, y'all heard Phillip.
I
heard Phillip's thoughts on JJ McCarthy. Phillip actually was talking about JJ McCarthy early in this offseason. Phillip was a guy that was kind of big on JJ McCarthy before a lot of people started chatting about JJ. So if this is a move that happens, Phillip has definitely talked about it from the beginning. So shout out to Phillip. Cody, your thoughts on JJ McCarthy? You heard the rumors. You've seen the comment. If JJ McCarthy is at 8, the Falcons don't trade up to 3 to get Jaden Daniels. I'll take a Drake May. I didn't leave because of you saying Drake May. I left because I got lagged out somehow. But definitely would love to see a Drake May or a Jaden Daniels in Atlanta. Cody, your thoughts on JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, if I've said this, before on other, on our other podcasts, is if you're moving up, man, you can't do it. It's, I've got nothing against the kid, but I mean, you want to take a flyer on him round 2, round 3, awesome. I would really like to see more of him on the combine and stuff like that before I'm like, yeah, let's move up to 3 and go get him. Because if you're moving up to 3 to go get him, you're telling me that this is a guy that's going to be our franchise quarterback for hopefully the next 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, hopefully like 15, 16 years like Matt Ryan was.
Right.
I don't know enough about the kid that I'm comfortable with that. Definitely would rather see a Drake May, a Jaden Daniels. Maybe something crazy happens and Caleb Williams falls somehow. You just never know with the draft. But
right.
I mean, I think he's talented for sure.
Yeah.
Is he first round talented? Move up, trade, draft picks for that. I don't know yet.
The rumor is Cody that if we don't move up to 3, is that we stay at 8 and take JJ at 8. Would you do that? Would you take JJ at 8 even if we stayed?
Even if we stay at 8,
Go ahead. You're not hurting anybody's
let's
feelings,
say
Cody.
it's
We
one
all
of those
have
things.
opinions.
Yeah, let's just say I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I really can't. Like I say, it's just there are other talented guys that
Mhm.
like I say, I really think Jaden Daniels is going to be there at 8. I
Mhm.
really think that that's where you got to go. I think he's ready. He's quick. He's
Yeah.
all those things. But like I say, I mean, JJ's not a bad quarterback by any means. I just don't see him being. I just don't see him being our franchise for the next 10 years. I could be completely wrong, but
Right.
Shout out to Cody, man. Appreciate everybody's opinion. Comments in the chat. Let us know. Headed back to the comment section. Keith Mays in the chat said, watching. Appreciate you watching, bro. Hit that channel on YouTube. Hit the like, share, and most definitely subscribe.
4 new names.
Hashtag DFU from Jack Spade. Shout out to Jack Spade for the hashtag DFU. Caleb, you were already entered into the raffle. Appreciate the hashtag DFU, brother. Let's see. The next hashtag DFU would be our guy that said he was the fan in 1978, Keith Mays. Shout out to you, sir. Caleb said, let's get a good young quarterback in this draft. Most deaf. Of course, Dwayne Ruffin, hashtag DFU is already in there. Shout out to Dwayne. Brandon Keeler said, Chase, don't forget to keep your fingers crossed. I get that position afternoon drive. Let everyone know if that happens, you're our weekly host. So this is something here to chat about. Shout out to Brandon. Brandon's does a weekly podcast on the radio with a guy. It's called the Fan Upstate, I believe. Brandon Keeler is a co-host on there, and they talk Falcon football, Panther football, just NFL football. And Brandon Keeler has obviously invited us over to the show a couple of times. He's trying to make some stuff happen. So if DFU is on the radio, y'all definitely will know about it. We'll post it here. And shout out to Brandon Keeler, man, for looking out for our boys. Carrie in the chat said, "What's up, Falcons fam?" Brandon Keeler said, "Robinson runs the style of offense we are built for. I think he has a real shot to hit 2,000 yards. Realistically, I think he hits 1,500 minimum." That's a good stat line, man. I'll take it 100%. Philip, another hashtag DFU in the chat. Diana Day Markham is in the chat.
Yeah.
Carrie said, hashtag DFU salute. Hit that like button, Falcons fam. Philip, hit that hashtag DFU. Facebook user here, that would be Keith Mays. He said, what are you thinking about trading someone for Justin Fields? Keith, brother, we're going to get to that comment. I guarantee it. It's one of our subjects for tonight. I don't want to talk about it just yet because it will take up so much time. But we're going to head over to our next subject, and I promise you we're going to chat about it here. Alberto in the chat said, fellas, what's good? I'm actually want our passing game to be our center of next season. We know what the run game can do. We haven't seen Pitts and London's full potential. Facts. We've talked about it a good bit, how London has yet to hit that 1K season. He's so close to doing it. And I think with a consistent quarterback, I think London's well over 1,000 yards. Phil, y'all's thoughts real quick.
Okay, you can go ahead real quick.
Yeah, no, Drake London is a beast, man. I would say I've never seen a guy catch a football and just get up as fired as Drake London does. I love watching him play football. Yeah, easily 1,000 yards. I would say with the consistent quarterback play, I would have loved to have seen Drake London play with Matt Ryan to see what Matt could have done with him. It would have been special.
Yes, sir, 100%. Shout out to my boy Boo Man over on Facebook. Said the only way I'm okay with McCarthy is if we end up with a vet for a 2 to 3 year deal. And some people could agree with that. I could agree with too, Boo Man. You get a nice vet that can run the franchise, teach a mentor, young guy. But with that, are we keeping Desmond Ridder? That's the question.
Will.
That's what we got to figure out. You could third string. You moving to third string?
Because I mean, if you look at it this way, I mean. No, Desmond. I like Desmond. Don't get me wrong. I respect him because of how the much love he shows to the team. But that's not what I'm basing it off of. He can say, just. I'm not saying it would have to say both of them would get injured from somehow. He could step in and kind of win some games. I feel like.
Yeah, he could. He's won 8 games in the NFL.
Here, I mean, so I'm not like totally feeling like, oh, he's just bad or anything. Desmond can come in and win the game, so I would say he would stay at third string, or possibly could beat out the daggum vet. Who knows?
Yeah,
you just never know. But
Philip,
that's just how I feel.
here's the exciting news here for Dirty Fanatics United. Somebody that you obviously love, man, and I had the pleasure to actually meet him, and you were pretty upset that you didn't get that signature. Our boy Mohamed Sanu returned? Question mark. Mohamed Sanu went to Twitter world and has posted a lot of buzz going around about Mohamed Sanu. I'm sure I screenshotted it somewhere.
The most new. Need
Philip,
some.
I did not screenshot it, but pretty much the news was talking about how exciting things were happening in Atlanta. There was a buzz that he could possibly come in and be help with the receiver coach, maybe assistance. With that being said, I would love to see Mohamed Sanu in Atlanta. He's played with some great players. He played with some great quarterbacks, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, two guys that really know the game very well. He knows how to catch balls from really good quarterbacks in the NFL. Cody, I see you smirking. That was not a pun.
I tried that.
Hey, I see the smirk, you dirty dog. But anyway, Mohamed Sanu, man, I would love to see you here in Atlanta. Y'all's guys' thoughts on Mohamed Sanu. Could you see him back in Atlanta? There's some breaking news also that's coming up with the Falcon News updates that could potentially hinder this happening. But your guys' thoughts on Mohamed Sanu returning?
3 words. We need Mo Sanu. Mo.
Yes,
We need Mo. Man, just what he brought to Atlanta, it was just the good vibes, man.
Yep.
You know, we lived it. I mean, we was there. We went to almost every game that year. We went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just even watching him at, training camp, it was just a good vibe with him and, like him. We seen him. He brought a side of Julio I had never seen in my life. I've never seen Julio act up or like just act crazy.
Yeah.
It was just certain things like that your teams need, and just his certain route running as well. It's like not even just the good side.
Stupid footwork, dude.
He trained with some of the best elite wide receivers in the game. He trained with Chad Johnson, Terrell Owens, working on footwork things. I mean, and not even that. It was like 95% of the time Matt threw him the ball, he was catching the damn ball. That's just
Matt Ryan definitely put Mohamed Sanu's name out on the map, dude. I don't care what anybody says. Matt Ryan was that guy.
And I don't know, personally, that was my favorite guy at the time. It was just everything about him. That was my favorite receiver player.
Bean talk.
You name it, that was my guy. So I would love to see him back.
Facts, man. Philip, I couldn't agree anymore, dude. I love Mohamed Sanu. Love me some Sanu, bro. He's always responding back on Twitter. Big fan guy, big locker room guy, good presence, as you said. Cody, your thoughts on Mohamed Sanu coming to Atlanta?
Oh yeah, no, I would love to have him back here. I think Philip's right. I really feel like Mohamed Sanu pushed Julio Jones to have the year that he had, that Super Bowl run that we went on. Just
hyped him up.
Dude was super reliable. I mean, you got Julio double, triple team. Mohamed always somewhere ready to go, ready to catch that football, man. I'd love to see him here. I'd love to bring him home. Bring him home to Atlanta. It would be, great for the locker room. It'd be awesome for the fans. And he knows what he's doing, man. I say, like Philip was saying, training with T.O., Ocho Cinco, all these guys. It's just like, he was the real deal, man. He was the real deal.
I missed them days, bro. So bad.
Thanks, man. Shout out to Mohamed Sanu, man, for being the guy Sanu is, and for being here in Atlanta for such short time. To have such a huge following from Atlanta is pretty hard because, guys, let's be honest. We know how our fan base is, and it's pretty hard to be liked by
Atlanta. Over the crowd, and he did it.
Yeah,
he kind of reminds me.
Mohamed Sanu really did it.
He kind of reminds me in a way.
Yeah, no doubt. That's something we could talk about here too, man, real quick. Let's hit on that. CP, man. CP's contract has voided. Is there a possibility CP's out of Atlanta? Is he gonna go or is he gonna stay?
I love CP, bro, but I just don't see them re-signing my dog, bro. I would love to see him back. He's just this, just like I said with Snu, he just has the vibes and just things, energy, basically, man. And he, as he said, he still do this shit.
Yes, sir. CP still do this shit for sure.
He still does.
Your thoughts about the CP situation before we head back to the chat and then bring up some Falcon news and updates?
Yeah, I love CP. Dude, He's beast mode too, man. I would say you want to talk about what it was his thing this year. It was ugly runs or hard runs or whatever his thing was, man.
Yeah, angry runs, baby.
Angry runs. That's
all
right.
day,
I
all
mean,
day.
and he did, man. He runs with a head full of steam. Unfortunately, I just think he's not coming back between Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. I mean, there's probably room for him in
You also
that
got to
running
think
back
about
room.
a Caleb Huntley, another guy that's
He's
coming
coming
back
back.
from
Yes.
injury. There's a couple
Yeah.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah, there was one other running back that we had coming back,
yeah.
not just Huntley that was coming back. I can't remember
Some
off the top
other.
of my head. But I mean that room's going to be full, and I think honestly CP needs to be a featured back in the NFL, and I think he was great for Bijan and Tyler while he was here, but
Yeah,
I
100%.
don't see him coming back as much as I don't like that. I think he's going to be a casualty this year.
Philip, do you take the Joker poster down if CP is gone?
Absolutely not. My man, absolutely not. My man has showed so much respect to the fans, just the franchise in general. To Arthur Blank, you can't do it. I feel like it'd be a little disrespectful if I took it down.
Yeah, man. Much respect for CP, dude. I'd hate to see CP leave. I would love to see, what did Arthur Blank say about Julio Jones? He's going to retire Atlanta Falcon. Well, I really wish
for
Cordell
life.
Patterson could retire Atlanta Falcon. CP, like you said, man, he's always a cool guy to the fans. He throws the ball with kids before the game. Throws the ball with people
I
at
got a
training
video
camp.
of me, man.
Yeah, same. I threw the ball with CP a couple times at a game. So, man, CP is a cool guy, dude.
I was 21 at the time. Hell, I felt like a kid. It felt good, man.
People, with that being said, we're head over to the comment section real quick before we get to our Falcon news and updates. Kevin is still in the chat. Says, what do you think about Falcons taking Brock Bowers?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hey, I don't feel like that would be a bad pick, but I don't think that's something we need, though. But it wouldn't be a bad pick, though. But just definitely not a need.
Cody, your thoughts of drafting Brock Bowers at 8?
I would like him here in Atlanta, but I think Philip's right. It's just not a pressing enough need for us to bring in. I mean, pretty much be another Kyle Pitts. Line up that wide receiver, tight end position. Just I like it. I mean, if your quarterbacks are gone, would I hate it if we took him at 8? Absolutely not. I just don't see that happening though.
Yeah, like you guys said, I'll tag along. Would love Brock Bowers in Atlanta. Freaking dog. A true DAWG. Brock Bowers is a freaking dog. Shout out to Brock Bowers, man.
We saw him.
Too bad he'll probably end up with the Cardinals or some whack ass team like that. 95 North Talk Show in the chat said, "What's popping, fellas? Salute to the panel. Shout out to 95 North Talk Show, brother. Shout out to you. If you haven't already, man, head over to 95 North Talk Show. He's got like 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. So head over to 94 North Talk Show and subscribe to Alberto, man. Shout out to Alberto. EQRC in the chat said, hello, Falcon fans. EQ, be sure to stick around, brother. Your name's in the free raffle, and we'll be giving away the 3 lucky winners tonight here at the end of the show. So be sure to stick around. Tag the friends that have hashtag DFU in the chat. Be sure to get them in over here. Philip, let's head on over to some Falcon news and updates. Got a little bit to talk about here today. A lot has been going on for the Falcon organization, even though it's been kind of quiet. Something that I just found out today myself, maybe you guys knew before me, but the Atlanta Falcons have hired 9 more assistant coaching staff. Those 9, I'll give you a rundown as soon as this ad will load. There's a couple guys that are all assistants. You got some strengthening and conditioning coaches. But for those that didn't already know, we signed offensive linebacker coach, outside linebacker coach, Jaquiz Smith, his quarterback coach, DJ Williams, offensive assistant, Pat Kramer, assistant O-line coach, Sean Frautley, director of performance, John Griffin, associate strength conditioning, Paul Constant. I can't really say that name. I don't want to slaughter it. So we'll just say Paul. Assistant strength and conditioning, Eric Jernstrom. Director of performance science, Josh Nelson. Manager coach operations, Rob Duma. A couple names there. The Atlanta Falcons have added. Raheem Morris is finally coming to a close on that his first head coaching offensive leaders of who all he wants assistant wise as well. Some more news here for Dirty Fanatics United. The Atlanta Falcons have also re-signed Liam McCullough, our long snapper. Guy's been pretty solid for his 3 years here in Atlanta. This will be year 3, I believe, coming up. So his 2 years in Atlanta have been pretty solid. Real quick, your guys' thoughts on the re-sign of Liam?
I mean, like you said, I mean, he's been pretty solid. I don't see why shouldn't been a reason why he shouldn't got to re-sign. So I mean, and it really don't seem like it was that much of a big contract either. So which normally they don't usually get them huge contracts. But hey, you willing to do something like that, man? Come back to the A just to stay. You good in my books, man. You keep being solid. Good.
Yes, sir. Cody, your thoughts?
Hey, this is my rule with long snappers. As long as I don't hear your name, we're probably good. If I don't know your name very much or hear your name very much, we're probably all right. So I mean, I'm happy with this. I'm good with the signing. He's been solid. You don't hear his name about botching snaps. So solid move by the Falcons to re-sign.
Facts. Headed to the next update for the Atlanta Falcons. The league has sent out a tweet. Ian Rappaport is a lot to read, man, with a lot of big words. The half of that I don't understand. So what I'm going to let you guys know right now is the Atlanta Falcons sit right now salary cap wise at $38.5 million heading into the offseason. There was a new salary cap thing, like $25.4 million per club with an additional $74 million per club payment for player benefits. All of those big words. Anyway, the Atlanta Falcons went from 20-something to $38.5 million in cap space for the offseason. So, and this is before we make cuts, guys. There's going to be guys that leave Atlanta. There's going to be guys that are out of Atlanta. This is a business. We all know it. Your guys' thoughts on the new salary cap thing. What do we potentially see us being salary cap wise? Your guys' thoughts, and we'll go around the table with that. I think we could possibly get up to a 55. Pushing 60, maybe that'd be wonderful. But Philip, your thoughts?
I mean, once we make certain cuts, and I feel like a certain few trades might happen with certain players.
Mm-hmm.
But once that happens, I feel like you said, somewhere between the 55 to 60, mil mark, somewhere in there. Could be a little bit more than that, but I'm not going to give it specific because I don't really know. But it could be something a little bit more than just 60, but. That's what I'm leaning towards too. I'll have
Cody,
my question is, Coach, can you sign me?
Cody, your thoughts on the question there I just asked?
Yeah, absolutely. I say that's great. I would say sitting. I think you're right. I think we'll probably sit somewhere in there in that $50 to $55 million area. It's a good place for us to be sitting, especially after being in cap hell the last previous years before this one. I think we're top 10, top 12 with the most cap space, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, it's good to have money to spend because I think Arthur's wanting to spend money, or Arthur Blank is obviously wanting to spend money, and there are guys out there that we could go get now, with the money that we have. So I'm happy about it.
Facts. Sure. Moving through the show pretty quickly, man. Headed over to the draft scenarios. That's our next subject here on Dirty Fanatics United. Draft scenarios in Atlanta. I'll start off. This is just going to be a little subject that we talk about where we could potentially see the Falcons trading up, trading back, taking somebody other than a quarterback. There's a lot of things that we could talk about. But just real quick, Philip, give me your thought. If you sit at 8, and then if you trade up give me who you pick at 8 if you sit at 8, and give me who you pick at 3 if you trade up to 3.
If I sit at 8, and it's certain, I'm gonna just say is like certain scenarios go on, like certain people draft that's not what you really think is gonna be. If you're sitting at 8, Jaden Daniels is there, or Drake May. I take one of them two at 8, and if you trade up to 3, and pretty much that'll kind of change the game itself there. But if you're sitting at 3, I say you take Drake May. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I'm sitting at 8, I'm gonna take one of the two if they're sitting there, like obviously, and then pretty much the same thing with 3 though.
So let's say they're both going at 8. Who do we take at 8? All the quarterbacks are off the list. We went vet and got Russell Wilson. Who do you take at 8?
Who I take at 8? It would either be Turner, or offensive tackle Joe Alt.
Two solid names, two
Just
very big names. Yeah.
go either way right there. You know what I mean? It's 50-50. It doesn't really matter which one, but those are two names I would throw out there to take an 8, just in case if it's like that.
Cody, your thoughts? Who would you take at 3? Who would you take at 8 if all the quarterbacks are gone?
Yeah, say so. I agree with Philip. If we move up to 3, it's got to be a quarterback. It's got to be Drake May. It's got to be Jaden Daniels. If you're sitting there at 3 and those two guys are. If we sit back at 8 and our quarterbacks are gone, I agree. Alt, the tackle, is probably who I'm taking, just because again, Jake Matthews getting a little long in the tooth. We're gonna have to deal with that. We've been talking about Bijan and Tyler, and you got to have an offensive line, man, to move that rock. So I could definitely see that being done there. And of course, Edge, the kid out of UCLA.
Yeah. He's got
I can't think of,
weird
I can't
name.
remember his
Weird
name
name.
off the top of my head, but I could see that going through too. So
shout out to Tony Jackson in the chat. He says, please, I hope y'all are not talking about the Falcons. We're rolling with Ritter. Our thoughts on Desmond Ritter. Are we staying with Desmond Ritter? Are we drafting a quarterback? A lot could happen, man. Free agency isn't even here yet.
I have seen certain possibilities and rumors that we could be rolling with Ritter. I'm not against it. He just needs some work, obviously, which, I mean, it's not going to hurt, but I just feel we go the QB route. A young quarterback. Big major rumors from certain media forte people that I watched for many and got from for many years and have been right, say we're going to be aggressive, try to push up to number 3. So that tells me we're trying to pursue Drake May. So I feel like that's
comment there from Caleb Williams. Said heard rumors of us trying to trade up to Drake May. That would be sweet. Cody, your thoughts of riding it out with Ritter?
Not going to happen. Our coach has already come out and talked about finding that quarterback that's got that elite reading ability when it comes to it. I like Desmond. He's a nice kid. I've met him. I think he works hard. I think he's unfortunately been a victim of not having that quarterbacks coach under Coach Smith. I think that hurt him big time. And then, of course, obviously, I will die on this hill. I don't think Marcus Mariota did the kid any favors. I don't see us riding with Ritter. If we do, I hope that Zach Robinson can do what he can to get him going with TJ Yates to really coach him up. Unfortunately, I just don't see it happening. Don't mind him being a backup here at all. If he wants to stick around in Atlanta and win that Super Bowl on the bench, by all means, man.
Shit. Not on the bench. Cody with the shots on Dirty Fanatics United. Shit. I'm just messing with you, Cody. Shout out to Cody, man. You heard Cody's take here at Dirty Fanatics United.
I'll rock with that take.
Yeah, I mean, so it could happen. EQRC in the chat said Florida State defensive end is a beast. He's talking about Jared Verse. Philip, a guy I was big on last year that decided to stay another year in college. Jared Verse, he is very, very solid. Do we take him at 8 though? I don't know where he's ranked on the top 10 board or whatever they do. And like I said, their boards could be asked when it comes to how these players turn out in the NFL. But
I feel like the board is not going to go the way everyone is planning. I just feel like for a fact. Can I just say what I think the first 2 picks is going to probably be?
Yeah, who you got? If Chicago sits at 1 or what?
Chicago trades with Washington. They move to number 2 and take Marvin Harrison, or they just sit at 1 and still take Marvin Harrison. That's just what I think.
Okay, so you're telling me. So Philip's telling me right now that Caleb Williams will go at 1 to the Washington Commanders.
I believe that.
Dan Quinn takes the shot for the kid, Caleb Williams.
I mean, look at the type of. I mean, this is Dan Quinn. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Dan Quinn's always been that type of style player. Anyway, he wanted that to be
right.
in, but he respected Matt, so he let Matt do his own thing. But look what they had going on in Seattle when he was there. They had Russell. Somebody like Caleb Williams reminds me of Russell in a way, so I feel like that's what he wants to fall back on.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like happen.
Hey, y'all heard it here at Dirty Fanatics United. If the Commanders trade up and take Caleb Williams, Philip predicted it here on the live podcast, episode 46. So be sure to pin it. And if he's horribly wrong, come back to the podcast, comment on it, and tell him how bad wrong he was.
Let him know.
I'm just, I'm just playing, man. Everybody's got their own opinions, got their own subjections of what could happen here. So shout out to Philip and what he thinks could turn out here in Atlanta. It's going to be exciting regardless of what happens. A lot of names to add on. Philip, we got a new viewer here in the chat, and he seems to know this guy named Cody. He says, Cody! Chris the Don here in the chat says, Cody! Exclamation mark. Shout out to Chris the Don, man. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, brother. Hit that like, and share it to another Falcon friend.
For sure.
Shout out to Cody, man. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to everybody in the live chat, man. Philip, we got one more rumor topic to talk about. And it's something that's been going around for quite a while, man. It's time to talk about it. It's the rumor scenarios here on Dirty Fanatics United. Rumor City, we're at it. Who are we taking? Is it Justin Fields? Everybody's linking Justin Fields to Atlanta. Chat, how are we feeling about Justin Fields? Leave a 1 in the chat if we're for Justin. Leave a 2 in the chat if it's a hell no. Philip, your thoughts about Justin Fields in Atlanta? Rumors are Justin has unfollowed the Chicago Bears on Twitter. He's followed Drake London. He's followed Bijan. He's followed all these Falcon fans.
He's already been following these guys, bro.
I've seen the podcast. But that's the rumors. This is the rumors going around. Our thoughts on Justin Fields coming to Atlanta. 1 or 2 in the chat. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Philip, that's not my question for you. I already know your answer to that. It's obviously a 2. But let's give these fans and let's give them a fair assessment of why we don't think Justin Fields could land in Atlanta. I mean, there's a possibility it could happen. We're not saying that it could not happen. This is very, very well could happen. But this is just our thoughts on if it happened. And we're only talking about this because this is the biggest buzz right now. As you go to Twitter, you look up Falcons, this is the name that's going to pull up, Justin Fields. So you tell me, Philip, what is your reasoning behind you saying no to Justin Fields? And if he was to come to Atlanta, how are we feeling then?
I mean, obviously, you know how I feel about it. I mean, I just don't see the hype into the guy really personally. That's just my opinion. Y'all can think what you want. It is what it is. But me personally, I don't see the hype in him. I see a team like as the Bears, you know, they had a similar offense, you know, with Mitchell Trubisky and certain things like that. And I know people could throw certain excuses and scenarios for it, but they had literally the same type of team. Trubisky took the team to 2 playoff appearances, and while Justin's only has 11 wins by himself, you know, just with the same type of team, basically, literally the same team. But it's not even just that. It's just he reminds me of Desmond in a way. It just feels like another project that we're going to have to work.
They play very similar.
It's just the inconsistency on like the passing yards, and I know you can work with him, but my point across that is
payday in 1 year. You got 1 year to get it right, and you have to give him a fucking pay.
Main issue with me, and then also why would you want to have a project with somebody when you already have one on your team that is, you know, I'm not saying we're keeping Desmond, but why would you?
He is. You're very correct. He is a project. So why go after another project?
Have another that's just like saying you have a project dude from school. Why would you want to start another project when you already have one started? It's just like redoing it. What's the point of that?
Shout out Dixon Way.
But that's just me personally. There's a lot of things I can get into, like a lot more, but you know, I'm just let everybody have their chance here, you know what I mean? But that's just how I feel personally. I don't hate the kid at that by no means. I just don't see the hype into it.
Cody, you heard Philip's comment. Real quick, man, before we get to you, Cody, shout out to the Dixon Way, man. The Dixon Way has sent his raid of people in here, man. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Shout out to Dixon Raid, man. We're going to get you on the show. We got to have you on the show, man. You're a YouTube legend. Shout out Dixon Raid. Cody, your thoughts on the Justin Fields to Atlanta. Are we for Justin Fields to Atlanta? Are we not? Chat, please let us know. 1 for yes, 2 for no for Justin Fields. Cody, your thoughts about Justin Fields. If he landed here in Atlanta, how are we rocking? If it's not Justin Fields in Atlanta, why? Your thoughts about Justin Fields and just fill these fans on how you feel about it.
You got it. I'm gonna start out this way. I'm gonna hurt some feelings with my take on this. and I apologize for that.
Hey, it's a
But
podcast. Everybody has opinions, man. Everybody has
but
opinions.
exactly, I would say. But here's my thing: if Justin Fields comes here to Atlanta, I'm supporting the kid no matter what. That's our quarterback. That's our, should be our leader in the locker room. That should be the guy that, when we're down, 3 points that everybody's looking to move us down the field. If Justin Fields comes here, I will ride with him till the wheels fall off. I'm giving you 1 year for those wheels to fall off. You got to figure it out year one. If you're here, you have to figure it out year one with, and I'm not talking, I'm not saying that you've got to go win a Super Bowl here. You come here year one, you've got to win the South, and you have to win at least one playoff game for me before I'm like, okay, let's go further on this. Like Philip said, He feels like a project because he is a project. It's just Desmond Ridder 2.0. I mean, he's been in the league for 3 years. He's got 10 wins. Ritter's got 8, and he's been in the league for a year and 4 games. So it's just again, I'm with Philip on that. But this is my thing with Justin Fields, and this is why I'm out. So that podcast that he did with whoever those 2 guys are, and he's talking about unfollowing the Bears.
Antonio St. Brown wasn't that one?
Yeah, I believe more. So. It really bothered me that you unfollowed the team that you currently play for. I understand that you're about to go on vacation and you need a break from, football and stuff. Put your phone down. Put your phone down. Don't look at Twitter. Don't get on Facebook. Be on vacation if you're seriously needing that mental break. I get it. I understand needing a break from football I get it. Yeah, I played for 10 years. I understand. I never played at that level, but I can understand, constantly getting on your phone, seeing trade rumors and seeing. I get it. Put your phone down. Don't unfollow your team. Don't unfollow your teammates. That's not what a leader does. That's not what a leader does. That's not how a leader acts. And that's not a guy I want leading my football team. Could you imagine Matt Ryan sitting down and unfollowing the Falcons?
Oh man.
No.
Oh dude, Atlanta would have crumbled.
I would say he would have, exactly. Atlanta would have lost it if Matt Ryan had done that. But we give this guy a pass for whatever reason to play mediocre football. The kid hasn't even thrown for 3,000 yards. His best year, I think, what was it, 2.5, something like that. But at the same time, fumbled and lost the football 16 times. That's not a guy that I want leading my football team. I'm not saying that he couldn't. I'm not saying that he couldn't become that guy. But as of right now, what you've shown me on the football field for 3 years, and with your interview about needing to take a break, I'm not okay with it, man. It's not okay with me. That's not a leader of men. That's not a leader of the football team. How can I count on you to, do you need a mental break in the middle of a football game because, it's been hard? Are you going to unfollow, are you going to mentally check out? It's just, I can't have that, man. I just can't have it.
Hey, man, y'all heard Cody's opinions and y'all heard Phil's opinions. 2 solid opinions. I'll give you mine real quick. Justin Fields, man. College, bro. College starts it off. College is the first chapter in the book, man. You couldn't do it in the SEC. You went to a smaller school. I mean, Ohio State's not a smaller school. They just don't play the opponents that Georgia plays. But, I mean, you look at him when he comes to the league, he's had 3, to me, I would honestly call mediocre seasons. I'll run through the stats real quick if I can pull them up here in just a second. Here they are. In 2021, Chicago, he had 1,870 yard passing, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions with a passer rating of 73.2. Don't need it. 2022, 2,242 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 85.2. Little better year. He had a year in the NFL, getting a little better. So this is the 3rd year. This is the year we hit it on the head. We get our team to the playoffs. Not the case for Justin Fields. 2023, Chicago, Justin Fields, 2,562 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions with an 86.3 rating. Is that taking us to the playoffs?
No.
Is that winning the NFC South?
No.
Nope.
Are we relying on Justin Fields to run the football every play? Yes, he puts up 1,000 yards rushing. Yes, I've seen the comparisons of his stats this year and Michael Vick's stats from 2007. But what did Vick win for Atlanta? What did Vick do for Atlanta? Other than sell seats in Atlanta, made it exciting. I'm not a Michael Vick hater. Made it freaking exciting in Atlanta. I love Michael Vick. I'm not hating on Michael Vick. But what I'm saying is the Zach Robinson comments. I want a guy that can keep it in his hands at the end of the game and can deliver me a win. Somebody that I can trust to go out and put the ball in his hands to go win a game, to get me to the playoffs. And to me, that's not Justin Fields. That's not a guy that I think Zach Robinson is zoned into right now. There's reports now that I've seen from I've seen it all over Twitter. I've seen it on Facebook. I screenshotted it. I believe I did. Right here it is. It says Atlanta Falcons looking to trade up. Steve Weitz from NFL Network said looking for the Atlanta Falcons to attempt to trade up and their draft their quarterback. Weitz said he spoke to GM Terry Fentanyl, and he very much got it from the general manager that he wanted to draft a quarterback and continue to build through the draft. James Palmer, NFL Network, also echoed the same sentiment, and Drake May's name was mentioned in regards to a quarterback to the Falcons could possibly look at to draft. Guys, I really believe the Atlanta Falcons make this move in the draft and go grab this quarterback. I really believe this is what Atlanta is so hyped for. This was, I believe, what Raheem came into that press conference and said, I'm going for this guy. This is my guy. I don't care what I got to do to get it. This is who I want as quarterback in Atlanta. And he's going to start fresh. He's going to start off with a guy that you signed for 4 years that has a chance to make this a dynasty, a guy that you can work with. That's a first round top 3 pick if you trade up to the number 3. A guy that's supposed to be a franchise quarterback. You drafted him now for a reason. So if your guy's sitting at 3, you definitely make the trade. Thoughts around the table real quick?
No, I agree with you. It's got to be through the draft. That's my thing with that's a great comparison that you made with Vic and Fields. There is like, I don't understand the correlation between why is exciting so acceptable, but Matt Ryan got so much hate for being great. But, Michael, it seems like Michael, again, I like Michael Vick too. I've been a Falcon fan for a long time, and he was exciting. He was absolutely exciting to watch. And I'm glad that he put butts in the seats, and I'm glad he did all those things for us. But that doesn't win football games. I'm sorry, it doesn't win football games. We're not in the business to be exciting. This isn't the movies. This isn't a play. This isn't it. Yes, you want it to be exciting, but I'd rather have boring winning football than go 7-9 every year, but go, man, but remember that 50-yard rush that
remember when Fields went for 1,500 rushing yards this season, but we're sitting at the house during the playoffs?
And we're watching the playoffs again. Well, the Buccaneers or the Saints are in the playoffs. I'm sick of seeing these guys in the playoffs when it should be us. There's no reason. And it's just, I don't understand the different, why people don't see the difference between good and exciting. Exciting's great, but it doesn't always win football games. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to win football games.
Guys, we have pretty much hit on our opinions and our thoughts and our stat line for tonight. Tonight we will be doing our giveaway. So go ahead and hashtag all your friends here in the chat. Add them in the chat. Philip, I'm about to head over to the wheel here in a second to add these names. What we're going to do, guys, when I display this rolling wheel, when I put this there, we're going to do 3 winners. The third place winner wins this Falcon hat. Okay. The second place winner gets this hat along with a 2017 Julio Jones action figure. So that, and then the first place winner, your prize isn't here yet because that's either a DFU hoodie or a DFU hat or a DFU t-shirt. One item from the merch shop. It's your choice. So be sure to tag all your Falcon friends because we got 3 winners that are going to win here tonight. But Philip, Cody, as I put the wheel up here, if I'm lagging, because I've been lagging the last few times we've done this, if I'm lagging, please just go ahead and say who won it. Like, it'll pop up on the screen. Y'all announce the name, and then I'll go straight to the next round. Okay. If I'm lagging real bad, just kind of step over and take over.
Did you get them last 7 names to add?
No,
on?
that's what I'm about to do now. Before we do that, though, we're going to hit the comment section because we got a lot of people here in the comments. So I want to hit that before we go to that. Philip, if you want to just take a picture, send it over to me real quick, and I'll do it straight off of that. Headed to the comment section, EQRC says, if we draft Drake May, the radio announcer is going to have a ball calling the game. Drake May to Drake London for the TD. Shout out to EQRC. Brandon Clear said, yes, sir, Cody. You hit the nail on the head right there on Fields.
Agreed.
ATL Georgia Faithful, what's up, man? He said, what's up, DFU? Appreciate you stopping by, ATL Georgia faithful. Another diehard Falcon fan. Keith Mays in the chat said no to Fields. ATL says stream liked off the jump. Straight shout out to you, sir. Appreciate you hitting that like. Share to another Falcon friend. I know you got plenty of them. Shout out to ATL Georgia faithful, man. A diehard Falcon fan.
Oh no, baby.
Wallace Smith said, "What's going on with you, ATL Georgia?" He said, "Wallace 100." Wallace Smith said, "And this is why I think we're going to load up on the defense and free agency and go get the quarterback in the draft. Something to see, something to watch for March 13th for sure."
I agree.
Brandon Keeler said, "Field is below average. He was good in college, not great. He's not your NFL quarterback." ATL Georgia said, "I'm with you, Wallace." Wallace Smith said, "What do I need to send?" Michael Lockwood says, "Show me the money, Cody." Wallace Smith with the hashtag DFU. Philip, do you have him on the list?
I don't. Add that one to the few I sent.
Okay, guys. So Philip, send me this picture, and while we go over this, Cody, you and Philip chat about some top free agents in Atlanta. Who could land here in Atlanta? Cody, give me. I know you got 3 guys you could think could land here in Atlanta, right? Just give me some reasons why you think they could land here in Atlanta, and then if I'm not that before you're over with that, Philip, you follow up with 3 more.
Yeah, I would say I think the first exciting one for me would absolutely be Calvin Ridley. It doesn't look like the Jaguars are going to re-sign Calvin, so we're probably not going to get that second round draft pick there. I would love to see Calvin come back, man. I know he had the whole thing with the gambling, and we lost him for that year. But the good news is he was betting on us, and I'll ride up with the guy that bets on us every time. Calvin, it was exciting, man. He was exciting here when when he had Matt Ryan. I would love to see him here, with a new young quarterback or a Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, really see what he can do. I would say he had a pretty decent year with the Jaguars, so I could see him coming back. It would be nice to see him there with Drake London, across from Kyle Pitts, a real lineup. The other guy I'd like to see too is a Mike Evans. I was listening to the radio today, and it really sounded like he's not sticking around in Tampa Bay. I don't think, I know that's always been my one thing about Mike Evans. Hate watching him play the Falcons because he's just so good. He's tough. He's durable. He doesn't get hurt. I don't think he was going to be all that expensive from what I can remember. I would absolutely love to see Mike Evans, that gritty wide receiver that catches the ball, behind his head and somehow finds a way to get, that extra toe down. I mean, how many times did we watch Mike Evans, do that to us? And it was just so frustrating. I hate seeing him doing it in that nasty Tampa, burgundy and gold. Bring that to the A and do it in the red and black. Yeah, right. I'd love to see that. Another guy, I'm still kind of big on the Kirk Cousins kind of thing. If you want to bring him in, kind of, I know he's not going to be cheap. I do like Kirk. He's again, because like I was saying earlier with the Justin Fields thing, Kirk brings that consistency to the quarterback position. I can't remember his stats off the top of his head, but like the last 3 years, constantly, 68% completions. He's not thrown less than 3,500 yards those past 3 years. He brings that consistency that we need under center. He's not going to turn the ball over. I think the most turnovers he had was maybe 10, but then he also threw like 32 touchdowns. You telling me I'm getting 32 touchdowns and I'm going to get 10 interceptions? Sign me up all day.
Yeah,
doubt. I mean, again, it's not the sexiest pick on the planet, but it's consistency, and that's my thing is give me the consistency. Give me the consistency and just don't lose me football games. That was
and please come back healthy. Please come back healthy because.
And my thing is I hear that he's injury prone, and I'm just going, what he's been. I think I can only think of him being hurt twice really this past year, and maybe in
Yeah,
Washington he
that
was
was
hurt.
the big deal. Yeah, I don't remember him taking that many injuries. It's the fact that he's coming up on the older age, and
Yeah,
people
it's
are
just
starting to. You
yeah,
know how it is in the NFL, man. As soon as
yeah,
age
absolutely.
hits, these young guys start trying to push these older players out, man. It happens
Yeah.
every year. And to see Kirk Cousins on free agency, I was big on taking Kirk Cousins when I heard that he was a free
Yep.
agent. The only thing that drove me away from the Kirk Cousins was the contract. That's the
Okay.
only thing that made me not want to go get Kirk Cousins. But if Kirk was to say, "Hey, I'll take a vet minimum and come to Atlanta to possibly compete for a championship," I think that's your top pick for sure. I think
Yeah.
if that's the guy, that's the guy. But
Well, and go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead,
I would
Cody.
say, yeah, well, and and it sounds like he wants to play here.
Mhm.
It sounds like, his choice has come down to the Vikings and Atlanta. And
Right.
it really seems like he wants to come play here. And it seems like that seems to be the thing that I'm really looking forward to this team is that the people that are here are not just here because, it's a football job or it's a head coaching job in the NFL.
You
The
want to
people
be
that are here want to be here. And, if Kirk really wants to be here, come aboard, man. I would say, I'm like you. The contract I'm not so super thrilled with, but am I willing to
Mhm.
swallow that for 2 years to go ahead and have that consistency? Have him teach a young kid that we draft in, this year? Yeah, absolutely.
Facts. Shout out to Cody. Shout out to Philip for their conversations, man. They kept it rolling while I got all the names added to the wheel. Got a lot of names here that we're going to go over. But like I said, Cody, Philip, if I start lagging too bad, please announce the winner. I'm going to spin the wheel and we'll announce the third place winner. Cody, you announce third place. Philip, you announce second. And if I'm not lagging, I'll announce first.
You got it.
Deal. All right, man. So heading over to the wheel for the third place to win just the regular old Atlanta Falcon hat from Dirty Fanatics United. Gonna roll the wheel here for the chance to win for third place. If I can find the spin button. Done lost the spin button. There it is.
Justin Newman.
So Justin Newman wins the hat.
Shout out to Justin Newman, man. Your hat here. I'll get with you. We'll find a way to send it to you through the mail, or we'll get up at a Falcon game and I'll personally deliver it to you. Shout out to Justin Newman for winning his hat here on Dirty Fanatics United. That's the third place winner, guys. Dirty Fanatics United does giveaways a pretty good bit. We've gave away 2 or 3 things already here on the channel. All you have to do is be subscribed and be tuned in on the live channels. The hashtag DFU is all it takes to be entered in a free Dirty Fanatics United raffle. Headed over for the second place. Go ahead, Philip.
Should we try the bucket?
Not the Duke Rally. Not the Duke Rally, dude. Nobody wants the Duke Rally.
Oh, I'm just playing. I'm playing.
Coming at you with the second spin for the chance to win the prime Julio Jones 2017 autograph. Not autograph. That would be sweet. Action figure and the second place hat here. I'm gonna roll the wheel here to see who wins for the second place spot. Philip, this is your announcement, brother. This guy. This guy. Shout out to Jack Spade for the 2017 action figure Julio Jones, man. It's gonna look good in the podcast room. Shout out to Jack, man. Hashtag DFU and subscribe to Dirty Fanatics United to be entered. Philip, this next win, actually also Jack, you win this hat too, brother. Cover that head up. Cover that ball spot up, brother. Shout out to Jack Spade, man. Headed over to the wheel for the number 3 spot, or number 1 spot, actually. This guy wins, guy or girl, whoever it may be. You have the chance to pick out one item in the Dirty Fanatics United item shop, and we'll be sure to buy that item and send it to you directly through the mail. Drum roll for the number 1 spot. Here we go.
It's happening.
Here we go. Rolling the dice. Who's it gonna be? Number 1 spot. Jeremiah Sweems, you are the lucky winner for Dirty Fanatics United. First ever DFU merch giveaway. Shout out to Jeremiah Sweems. Be sure to tag these people, man. If you know them, tag them here in the chat. Jack Spade, I already know. I'll get to him. Jeremiah Sweems is number 1, and number 3 is Justin Newman. I'll be sure to get with Justin Newman as well. But shout out to you guys, man, for making this thing possible. We had over about 30 people that hashtag DFU in the live chats. So shout out to you guys for doing that. Shout out to the Falcons, man, for the fire merch to be able to give away you guys some free stuff here at Dirty Fanatics United. Philip, that's about all for tonight's show, man. We've done our DFU giveaway. We gave our thoughts about quarterback rumors. We gave our thoughts about the draft scenarios. We went over Falcon news and updates, the Mohamed Sanu return ? And the Bijan 2K. We talked about it a lot tonight here at Dirty Fanatics United. Went over the hour mark. Shout out to you guys, man, for keeping the show going on, man. Without my 2 co-hosts, I wouldn't have a show. So shout out to y'all guys. Before we get out of here, before we give our shout outs, headed to the comment section. We had a couple people commenting while we were doing our giveaway. Wallace Smith's got a question here for the chat. He said, I have a question for y'all. And what do y'all think about getting Sweat, defensive tackle from Texas, in the second round to plug the middle at nose tackle in our 3-4 base defense? Philip, start with you, and then we'll roll over to Cody.
In the second round, I'm all for it, really. I mean, something we could use on defense, really. I have watched a few things on Sweat, and I'm down with it. Somebody that we can get somebody like Grady back. Obviously he's gonna be back. Mm-hmm. Put right there next to Grady. That's somebody to learn from right there. So I'm all for it. Somebody like Grady Jarrett to learn from that can up his playing ability better than what it is.
Yeah.
And, make him better. That's the good sign. And especially with the 3-4 base defense, second round, I can see that happening.
Cody, your thoughts about defensive tackle Sweat from Texas?
Yeah, no, I absolutely rock with it. I'll say anything that'll take attention off of Grady Jarrett and let Grady Jarrett eat, man. I'll say I think the kid's, big dude out of Texas there. So, no problem with that. I would say I want to see our defense really take that next step, and I think you bring in a guy like that, it really lets Grady do Grady Jarrett things, and hopefully it frees that kid up too. So we'll see.
Facts, man. Shout out to Wallace Smith for the comment here on the live podcast, man. Wallace, we appreciate the support you bring to the channel, bringing the comments in the comment section, leaving your questions. Yeah, this is what we appreciate, man. Bring the questions. Yeah, this keeps the podcast rolling on, man. Like I said, without you guys, we don't have a podcast. What's up? Sorry, guys. We're uncut here on Dirty Fanatics United. I have a wife with a baby, so it happens. Philip, give your shout outs for tonight, and then I'll be right back.
Shout out, obviously, like I say every week, shout out to everybody here. Shout out to you, Chase, Cody. These boys help me do better on the show as long as y'all, like as always, I love hearing your opinions, what y'all got to say, your opinions of what we think as well. We don't hate on it, It is what it is. Just tell us how it is. We will respect it. Just keep it respectful. But other than that, shout out to all y'all. Shout out to the people that entered the giveaway. I didn't think it was that many, but it was a good bit of y'all. So shout out to y'all. Yep. And Jeremiah, personally, if you're seeing this, I prefer the Avis Avenue merch. Personally. But I mean, congrats to all three of y'all.
Hey, chat, y'all need to be on Philip's head for not bringing any Avis Avenue content here for y'all on DFU, man. He's been slacking on that part.
I've been a busy man, bro. Just chilling. We'll get back to it. I promise. Just for now, just enjoy the edits and just certain things, opinions. But
shout out to Philip for the edits, man. Add us on TikTok if you haven't. Head over to TikTok. It's DFU. That's our name on TikTok, and be sure to hit that follow.
Thank y'all. Without y'all, we are nothing. So appreciate everybody in the chat. As always, rise up.
Hey, man, y'all heard Philip. But before we get to you, Cody, on your shout outs, I do want to finish this comment section list. Brandon Keeler commented here. He said the window in Minnesota is closing to win a championship. Atlanta is opening up big. That is very true. Young guys, you got 2-3 years to hit the Super Bowl with these young guys because you got contract extensions coming up very soon. So you must hit now, Atlanta. You must find that quarterback now, and let's go get it. EQRC said, great points. He said, thumbs up for the Justin winning his third place spot for the hat. Wallace Smith said, but if they were to go with a vet, QB Cousins would make more sense because he will be familiar with the offense because Zach Robinson comes from the Rams and the Vikings head coach came from the Rams. Very, very good statement there, Wallace Smith. And Kirk Cousins is a definite pocket passer, a guy that can get the ball out, gunslinger, knows how to read a defense, can do play action as well if he's back healthy from the Achilles injury. Brandon Keeler said, regardless of who's wins or not, you guys following these guys, that's the best. Facebook user said, no, that was Jeff Wolf. I believe he said that when Jack won his second place spot. EQRC said, Jack with the thumbs up. Keith Myers with the rise up. Keith Myers, appreciate you coming by tonight, sir. Be sure to head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, brother. We'd love to have you as a subscriber on YouTube. Damsky over on Twitter said, what's up? Shout out to Damsky. For you guys that don't know, I know Cody, Phillip, I haven't talked to y'all guys yet, but Damsky was actually going to be a special guest on one of our shows. He's got a pretty nice following over on Twitter. Shout out to Damsky. We're going to get you on the show, Damsky. Phillip actually is a follower of you. It was on my end of why Damsky didn't come because we actually had to cancel a show that night. So we're gonna get it rescheduled again. And Damsky, Dixon Raid, all those guys are gonna be here on the channel, man. So be sure to hit the subscribe button for more content to come. Shout out to Damsky. EQRC in the chat said Jeremiah.
But I have seen
Brandon Killer says at Phillip, you got this, dude. EQRC said, I appreciate all DFU. Shout out to you, EQ, man. We appreciate you for your support. I can remember back when EQ just randomly popped up in the comments, man. A new viewer subscribed the first day in the comment section. So shout out to you, sir, for rocking with DFU, man.
That's been what, the start of the season?
Yeah. EQ been riding for a minute. Shout out to EQ. Wallace Smith in the chat said, great content tonight, fellas. Wallace, that's what we aim for, brother. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate the respect. Cody, your shout outs for tonight, brother.
Yes, sir. I'll say, well, first off, congratulations to our 3 winners tonight, on the hashtag DFU. As always, thanks to the people watching. Like we like to say, without y'all watching, we don't have a podcast. Shout out to, Chase and Phillip, guys. I say love coming on, talking Falcon football with y'all. I could sit here for another hour and a half, but like you said, Chase, I'm married and I've got a wife that probably wondering where I'm at. But yeah, shout out to the Atlanta Falcons, because without the Falcons, we're definitely not here doing this.
Yes, sir.
I'll say, but congratulations to everybody that won. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Keep it coming.
Yes, sir, man.
And always rise
Feeding
up.
off of what Cody and Phillip said.
And before we go,
go ahead, Phillip.
help us get the
350.
My fault. Help us get the 350 for your chance to get, preseason tickets.
Hey, y'all heard the man. Hashtag DFU. We'll do more giveaways to happen here to come, but be sure to head over to YouTube, man. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure to get us to 350 by the end of March, man. Our boy Cody said it already. He's giving away a preseason ticket. He only has one, so there's only going to be one lucky winner. But damn it, it's a free Falcons ticket. So be sure to subscribe on DFU. We're at 310 right now. We need 40 subscribers to make 350. We can get 40 in a month, guys. We can get 40. We can get 40 subscribers in a month. Let's make it happen, man. Hashtag DFU. Subscribe on YouTube. Check us out on TikTok, Facebook groups. We're gonna eventually try to get on Spotify, man. That's the next move. It can happen. I just got to do some more stuff here on the computer side of things. It's a little aggravating because the way we're streaming right now, everything goes from Twitter to YouTube to Facebook directly from the source. Spotify, I'd have to send it to another source and then have to send it from that source to Spotify. So it's a little, you got to do editing and all that other mess. But soon to come, Spotify for Dirty Fanatics United, man. Shout out to everybody here in the comment section, everybody that subscribed, everybody that participated in the live raffle. Shout out to the winner. Shout out to Jeremiah Weems. Man, you're going to get some fire merch over at DFU, brother. Be sure to somebody tag him. Phillip, tag him or either hit him up after the show. I'll hit him up, somebody, and tell him to check in with Chase from Dirty Fanatics United that he won the number 1 raffle. So shout out to Jeremiah for participating. Like I said, everybody that participated were subscribed, so you had to be subscribed to win. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. Shout out to you, Cody, for your takes. Shout out to you, Phillip, for your opinion and views on the Atlanta Falcons. Shout out to the comment section for their opinion and views. It's been fun, man. It's been a good show. It's been an hour and 15. We usually only go 40 minutes. That's just how lit tonight's show has been. Appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. It's your boy Chase, Phillip, and Cody from Dirty Fanatics United. As always, peace up, A-Town down. Rise up, man.